So today is day 31 of 44 days of transforming grief. And the show summary of today is called Healing from a Loved One's Suicide. And my guest for this show 6 years ago was Connie Cornwell. It was really an interesting show from so many different aspects. One is Connie and I met when she read an article I had written about different ways of honoring a loved one's ashes by releasing them with sacred ceremony. And she had been searching on the internet for that. So that is what brought us together. And then for a couple of months before I did the radio shows, I hosted a Sunday night grief circle. And it was through that grief circle, several Sundays in a row, that Connie shared the story of the suicide of her adult son, Arthur, and then the suicide of her husband 6 months later, Brian. And one of the things I felt about the show was it was an example of holding space for someone who is grieving, for someone who is transforming, for holding a space for someone to tell their story. And a lot of that show, I was silent. I was holding space for her to tell the story in whatever way she wanted to tell it. We also talked about, throughout different parts of it, how people grieve really differently. And yes, there are emotions that are similar, like anger and guilt, sadness. And how that shows up for people is very different. And so we talked about that and really expressed over and over, giving people permission to feel what you are feeling and to allow the process to be whatever that is for you. For some people, it's like maybe you need more silence and reflective time. Maybe you need to do something that seems outrageous and adventurous. But whatever that is, to honor what that is. So I'm going to post the radio show link now, and I think that's all I have to say about that. And so I'll be back tomorrow for day 32 of 44 days of transforming grief to love. Thanks for stopping by.